This is our second video on wetland dendrology, winter dendrology of wetland shrubs. And we're right on the edge of a wetland. This one, we've learned how important it is to know these wetland shrubs because they filter the impurities, they prevent erosion, they help the environment, clearing the air, sequester carbon, all those things. We're on the edge. Now we're going to look at some of these species. So we're starting off with species here. I talked to you about wet spear. So we're definitely in a wetland. So these are all wetland species. But this is a faceted xero species, just on the edge of the wetland. This is hobblebush, and you can see the flowering buds here at the end and the leaf buds here. So flower buds and the leaf buds of this viburnum, onifolia. Then if we move down a wee bit, we have another one with opposite. So remember how I said spear, the size. So these are low shrubs, less than 6 meters for sure. So the size is a low shrub. And then the placement. So these are opposite. All these viburnums are opposite. You've got a bud here and another one opposite it. So this one here is nannyberry. Nannyberry has a faceted wetland species of -1. Just down a little more in the wetland here, we have this one here, which has a faceted species of -3, northern wild raisin. So nannyberry tends to look a lot like northern wild raisin. Northern wild raisin has grayer buds here at the end, grayer side buds. The nannyberry has rusty buds. Now we're going down more into the wetland to get some obligate species, the -5 obligate species. Those are going to be the winterberry, the mountain holly, Nemopamphus mucinatus, winterberries, Ilex verticillatus, and then my favorite when we get down into the wetlands, the speckled or tag alder, Ulmus incana, variety rugosa. Those are obligate wetland species. They like to keep right in the water, keep their feet wet at all times. So we'll start at the eggs and we'll move down into the wetland and we'll end up at a fen, which is another kind of wetland. Now, deep in, we've got an obligate species here, speckled alder. This is my favorite wetland plant. It's everywhere. It's called tag alder as well, but it's called speckled alder because the bark has lenticles, breathing areas that's white, and it's speckled white on a dark background. These are the staminate flowers that came out, and it's amazing. We're in February, but these things are growing. In February, they turn a beautiful burgundy purple and start elongating. Within the next 2 weeks, these will be twice as long. These are the male staminate flowers. The female cones from last year are right up in this area. The seeds have dropped out. Here's a cone here. The seeds have dropped out, and soon the female staminate flowers will be out, later April, and there'll be a new crop next year of the speckled alder. There are 3 species of alder in Ontario. This is Ulmus incana, variety rugosa. It goes right from southern Ontario right up north to Thunder Bay. North of here, we have the green alder, Ulmus virida, and there's only one record in Simcoe County, some in Muskoka, but not much, but it's abundant by the time you get to Thunder Bay. That's the green alder. And then there's a third species that's European black alder that's been brought over from Europe, planted in southern Ontario. We don't have any in Peel or Simcoe or north of here. They're all southern Ontario, near Toronto and down to Windsor. Where they've been planted, they become a tree, and they're multi-stem just like the other alders, and they tend to be invasive. So we don't really want European black alder, but this here is the flagship wetland species, the speckled alder. We are going to close the winter Dendrology wetland shrubs here in this fen. The fen's another kind of wetland, one of the four. And in this fen, we talked about the spear with the evergreen. We have some sheep laurel here with the leaves still on it. You can tell sheep laurel, which is a faceted species of 3, from a bog laurel, which is an obligate species of -5. Notice the flowers are down here in the ends of the stems. In the bog laurel, they're right at the tip of the stems. We've also got another evergreen plant here, a wetland species, a bog rosemary, and we have some leatherleaf behind me. There's a couple of other ones. Labrador tea is another evergreen wetland plant. So this pretty well completes the winter dendrology wetland shrubs, so important to the health of the environment, and so much more fun now from 12 years ago when I learned about dendrology, and 6 years ago when I started to make these booklets, and now we've completed it with the wetland deciduous shrubs.